have a good run?
Yeah.
Let's go cool down.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sue of Bendnstretch with Sue. In today's video, I'll be taking you through a cool down that I really enjoy doing after my workout, and I have my daughter here joining me today for this special video, and she's just back from her run, so this is perfect to move through this cool down. So let's get going. We'll start off in a child's pose. You can bring your knees to open up, bringing the big toes together if you like to really ease into your child's pose, particularly after a workout. You might find you're a little stiffer and you need to give yourself a little bit more space. So as the forehead rests on your mat, so be sure if you need the extra boost, you could place a folded blanket or even one of your yoga blocks and rest your forehead on that instead. Even creating a little bit of stacking either with your hands or your fists if reaching all the way down to the mat is not so comfortable for you. I also enjoy from time to time taking the arms alongside the legs and just resting the side of the head to the mat, which stretches the neck either side or maybe alternating from side to side. And as you find the child's pose of your choice, just take a few moments here to just bring your attention to what's going on within your body. This is a great way to passively stretch your body, the whole posture. Your chin gets a stretch here, and you create a really nice compression through the abdomen, massaging the lungs as you expand them on your inhales and create a little more compression on your exhales. And feeling more present, more centered, we ease our way out of that child's pose. From here, we just bring the knees into alignment, and you can reach the hands further forward to create a little bit more stretch into the upper body. Just easing the hips back, maybe even coming up onto the pads of the fingers as you walk them away, and create even more of that melting sensation of belly, chest, even the head toward the mat. The stretches into the underarms, into the side body. You can even start to add a little bit of swaying from side to side also, which can feel beautiful. And then as you plant the hands, palms down, easing your way, so rounding through your back as you slowly articulate through the spine to come into a half plank position. Once you're here, you can open up through the chest, and we're just going to slowly circle the hips out to the right side. So making a nice big clockwise rotation here, and taking your time to come back and move back to that half plank position, and then circle the hips right around once again. So see if you can breathe in and out through your nose. This is going to help you to slow down your breathing and really help you to be more mindful of your breath. As we come back to our half plank this time, inhaling at the top, opening up through the heart, and slowly lowering yourself down to your mat. The elbows draw in nice and close to you, and opening up through the chest, lifting up into cobra here. If you want, you can even press up a little bit more to get deeper in those hips, making sure the chest is open, the gaze floats up, and then gently bring the knees down and push it all the way back to your child's pose, melting back here. So really stretches into the sides of the body here. From here, we bring ourselves back to that half plank position, inhaling into it, and then slowly bring your hips to the left side this time as we move counterclockwise through those rotations. So you want to use your entire breath here. Maybe you're inhaling on the entire circle and you're exhaling in the next one, or maybe you do half and half. And it just really is so soothing when you take your time here. You've worked hard during your workout, so give yourself the opportunity to really take care of yourself now. As we come back to that half plank, we pause here, inhaling. You might even want to make it a full plank, and exhaling to lower yourself down. Now you can bring the elbows underneath your shoulders to come into more of a sphinx position, opening up through the heart. And you can stay down there. If you want a little extra, you can take the hands wider and press yourself up into a seal position. So the index fingers are pointed straight ahead, thumbs toward each other. The hands are spread in a nice big handprint. And the shoulder blades keep moving down toward your sacrum, toward the kidneys. Take another big breath in and use the exhale to roll down slowly and with control all the way to your mat. Bringing the hands back outside of the ribs and pressing up into a cobra, an upward dog. And from here, let's take it to downward facing dog. So adjusting yourself so that you have lots of space through your spine. You can give your head a little turn here from side to side, which can feel really, really nice. And as you move your hands towards your feet, we're coming into a forward fold. So allow yourself the time to create some traction in your spine. So you want to let the head remain heavy here. You can, if you like, bring the hands to opposite elbows, and that's going to just feel like you're pulling a little bit more without being forceful, but just working with the pull, the natural pull and traction from the earth's gravity. You can add a little bit of twisting from side to side as well. And as you release the arms, bring the hands to your shins. Take a big breath in to flatten your back, pull the tummy in, reach the head forward, and then exhale, squeezing. Maybe even bring the hands behind your legs to wrap around a little tighter into that forward fold to really stretch the backs of those legs. And then as you release, bend the knees, bring the hands under the shoulders. And from here, keep your left leg bent as you straighten the right leg. And press that hip up toward the sky. And bend the right one as you straighten the left one. And just pressing it up to really open up through that hip. As you bend both of your knees, straighten the right one again. And this time, see if you can lift the toes off the floor as you keep some softness in the left leg. Pulling the ball of the foot, if you can, away. Really pressing through that heel and bend and switch. So again, you're straightening out your left leg. You're lifting those toes. You're pressing through the heels. You're keeping your right leg soft. You should feel that stretch moving all the way up through the back of your leg. And as you replace the foot back down, let's walk the feet a little wider apart here. So turning the toes out as we do. Take an inhale, flatten your back once again, and as you exhale, sinking down into a nice squat here. So from here, you can keep the hands on the mat if you like to give you a little added support. You can bring those elbows a little further in, bringing the palms together to lift the heart upward again and really sinking your tailbone here. So take a breath in, open up the chest, press those knees open a little bit more. Maybe you focus on bringing the wrists and your elbows in alignment. So it should feel like a really nice stretch to the inner legs. Now if it's a little too much, remember you can stay up on your hands or you could use one of those yoga blocks and put it right underneath your sit bones. From here, we're going to bring the hands down, start to lift the hips upward as you walk your hands away to return to your downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg up, reach it back, straight back, push your chest towards your left leg, and then bend the right one and open up the hip. So it's just a nice easy opening through that right hip. You want to stack your knee over top of your hip joint, let the heel drop down towards your bottom, and then float it down with ease. take a moment to reset the upper body. So make sure that your upper back is nice and wide, and then reach up with your left leg. Push the weight into your right foot more than into your hands. So you really want to use those core muscles, bend the left leg, and once again, open up your hip here. So point it to the sky, let the weight of the leg really create some separation in your hip joint. And then bring it out and down once again. From here, we bring our knees back to the mat, and we push back to come into a child's pose. See if you can make it a classical one this time around. Maybe even cup your hands over your heels to pull and curl in a little bit more. So creating a stretch right through into that cervical spine. As you slowly unroll, let's make our way with the hands coming forward, and from here, tuck the toes under, lift that right leg up again. Belly moves toward the left leg, knee comes in, rounding into your back, and then stepping the foot to the top of your mat. So from here, bring your hands to frame that front foot. Take a moment to allow yourself to sink the weight into the hips. You might even take your hands to the hips to lift up and open, or you can keep them in front. So whatever really is most conducive for you to move in that manner to get some sensation of opening, creating space. You can reach the arms up to really create length, cactusing the arms to open the chest a little bit more. And then stretch those arms long, bring the hands behind the back to interlace. Open the heart, lift those hands up and away. So breathe here as you open up the chest. So if you've been doing a workout where you've used a lot of chest muscles, maybe you've been doing a push-up, you can really feel yourself opening that up now. And then release the arms back up again, inhale. And bring your left hand to the left leg, and then slide your right arm up and over. Breathe into it. Left arm goes back up, and both hands land to the inside of your right foot. So you can walk that right foot over toward the outer edge of the mat. Turn your toes out so they're diagonally pointed. That way your knee and your toes are pointed in the same direction. Maybe the hands come a little further forward, which allows your hip to come down. And from here, see if you can ease down onto your left forearm. Take a big reach up, inhale, reach up, look up to the sky, and take that right hand to your inner thigh. Open up the hip as you roll onto the outside edge of your right foot. Keep looking up, keep softening up the jaw. Make sure that you're not tensing your jaw here, so you might want to kind of shift it around a little bit. Place the tip of your tongue right behind the top front teeth. And as you release this, bring your hands back under the chest as you ease your right foot over to the left side of your mat. From here, we allow the shin to come down as we set up for sleeping pigeon. So we start off first in proud pigeon, keeping the chest nice and open. You want to make sure those hips are beautifully level as well, so you're not twisting. You can always use one of your props to help to stabilize your hips. Taking the hands a little further forward, we move into sleeping pigeon. Taking a breath in to get nice and long, and breathing out to surrender. So here we stay for about 5 breaths or so, maybe 10 breaths. So depending how much time you have, you may want to hang out here a little bit longer. It's a really wonderful stretch, no matter what type of workout you've had, whether it's been running, doing weights, or just a HIIT workout. You can give the head a little turn side to side also, making sure there's no tension, no resistance. And as you press yourself back up again, you'll bring the hands back underneath for some support, and then gently ease onto your right hip. From here, we're going to reach
for the left foot with our left arm. So you can bring that foot closer towards you. You might be able to, you might find that you can grab your pant leg, that might be as close as you can get it. If the quads are really tight, hip flexors are really tight, you can use your right hand to really pry yourself open so the hips actually feel like they're moving forward a little bit, or you can just stay sitting. So there's always lots of options for it to fit whatever your body is responding like, depending on the workout that you've just had, depending where you hold your tension. And from here we let it go. We plant the hands to the top of the mat and we move back into our downward facing dog. Once again, we lift the left leg up to bounce things off here. Bring the knee into your chest, give it a squeeze, and as you step that foot to the top of the mat, we bring the opposite knee down. So right one comes down, and once again, we set it up for a comfortable lunge here. So you're going to relax the top of your back foot, open through the chest, hands stay down, or you make your way up a little higher, maybe hands come onto your thigh. And if you're ready, you're reaching up with both arms to really stretch and elongate the right side. Cactusing the arms, prying the chest open, breathing into it, interlace those fingers once again to open up through the chest. Press firmly into that front foot. That's going to help you to stabilize as well. Lifting those hands, maybe away a little bit more. Breathe into that space. And then as you bring the arms back up, inhale. Exhale, take the right hand to the back of your right leg and reach up and over, leaning back a little bit. Keep pressing into your front foot. Breathe, reach, reach, reach. And bring both of those arms up alongside the ears and floating them down to the inside of your front foot. As you walk it out to the edge, outer edge of the mat, as best as you have the availability in your hips. Again, just make sure your knee and toes are pointed in the same direction. Let that knee open out a little bit and see if you can create some space by walking the hands further forward, maybe staying up on the hands or taking your right forearm to your thigh. Press it away, open up, and keep reaching your gaze upward while you keep pressing on that thigh. As you extend the arm up again, take a big stretch, bring it down, and from here we walk our left foot over to the right side of the mat. We want to keep that shin in such a way that it's comfortable for your knee. So you don't want to feel any sensation in the knee joint, but you do want to feel a really good stretch right in behind here. So you've got some stretching going on in the outer glute, in the hamstring, and once again, you can stay up in your proud pigeon, or you can ease your way down. Can you pass me one of those blocks, please? So an option, if you do find that you struggle, quite often I'll see students very twisted in this position because we don't want to create any pain in their knee. You can bring your shin a little bit closer to you. You can also prop up the hip of your bent leg just so that you are able to remain level and you don't have a tendency to collapse over to the same side as to which you bend that leg. And that can be a really good, kind of an in-between way of working yourself into a deeper expression of sleeping pigeon. Once again, we're holding that for about 5 to 10 breaths. Every time you exhale, it's really about letting go and softening. Every time you exhale, you can feel tension just dissolving away. And then pressing yourself back up again, using the hands to give you some support. And once again, you're simply going to roll onto the side, so on your left side, and then bending your right leg as you reach back for it. So you can hold on to your pant leg, hold on to the foot, draw that foot closer and closer, maybe even kind of work it down the front of the ankle and the shin to get a little bit more space. Again, use your left hand to prop you open, prying the chest open, lifting it forward and upward, squeezing that foot a little bit closer to you if you can. Again, it should always be done completely pain-free. And from here, we'll stay seated as we bring that right foot forward so both feet connect together as we move into a butterfly position. So from here, you can hold on to the toes, you can pry the knees open, and just take a moment here to pause. Breathing in to grow taller, breathing out to press those knees open. As you extend your right leg long, you can keep your left foot along the inside of that leg, reaching both arms up. Inhale, and exhaling to take your right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you, and twisting to gaze back behind you. You can even flex your right ankle so that you get more of a stretch through the back of the leg. Letting it go, let's switch the legs around, extending your left leg, bringing that right foot alongside the left one, allowing your knee to open up. Breathe in, reach up, and breathe out. Left hand goes right knee, right hand behind you. Grow a little bit taller, shoulders a little softer, and continue to look back behind you. And unwind. From here, we bring the feet flat on the mat, soften through the legs as you make your way down to your mat. As you bring both knees into the body, reaching for the big toes, you can hold on either to your big toes, to the inside edges of your feet, or even your ankles to come into a happy baby. So whatever's most doable, most comfortable. And press your tailbone to the floor in order to really get a nice large area of your back to be massaged out. From here, we place the right foot on the mat, crossing the left leg on top. Slide both knees towards your chest, lift your nose toward the knees, and see if you can take a hold of your left foot with your right hand, right foot with the left hand, and let the head come back down again as you draw both of those knees and your feet towards your body. Breathing in and breathing out to compress and squeeze a little bit more. From here, we plant the right foot down, we open up the arms, we slide the hips to the left, and then we let the knees fall over to the right side, looking toward the left hand. So breathe, relax your face, soften your jaw. And just really allow yourself to feel all of that work that you've done prior to your cool down really coming to fruition in this time of relaxation, softening, just feeling good from doing that work. You come all the way back up again, reposition yourself, and let's switch the legs around. So right one crosses on the left. Reach for the legs, lift your nose to your knees again. Left hand to right foot, right hand to left foot, or the knee, the shin, whatever you're comfortably able to take a hold of. Squeeze and pull them in towards you. Pausing here for a few breaths, getting a little bit deeper perhaps. A little bit more intention of depth. And then as you place your left foot down, open up the arms, slide your hips to the right, let your knees fall over to the left side. Turn your gaze to the right. Keeping the eyes closed, really
really allowing yourself to feel more at peace. And coming all the way back up again. Uncross the legs. You can separate the feet here. Bring your spine back down the middle. You can with your legs wiper blade a little bit. You take a big, long stretch to inhale and really extend yourself. Breathing in fully. And you can close the eyes and rest for a little bit, or you can go ahead and make your way back up to come to seated as you prepare to move on with the rest of your day. So I hope that you enjoyed this time of relaxation with Alicia and I, and I do hope that you'll subscribe if you haven't already, and do hit that like button if you liked it, share it, and be sure to hit the notification bell so you'll know when I upload new content. You can check it out, and you can check me out in the next video. Namaste.